every right to defend himself if that man did stop because he was not committing any crime. Now, when the police told him do not pursue that man, he should have backed off. I would have charged him for murder on that merit alone. He was dead wrong and he was out of order. But when it came out in the news media, they deleted that whole part that the cops told him, don't leave him alone, wait till the cops get there. He said, oh, I hate them, excuse my French, these niggers, they always get away with this.
And see, it's a lot, let me bring something. And see, the thing about it is, right, sister, you said you was in law enforcement, you was a cop, you worked with them
16 years.
16
I wasn't
years.
a cop, I was a probation officer.
You was a, well, you know the law.
I know. I was on that, no.
Well, you see, you know the law. You see, Esau, what they try to do to us and give us crumbs. And then say, well, if you're not full, it's your fault. You see what I'm saying? Now, the reason why I say that is
my recidivism rate was at 98%.
right, because see what happened. And see what happened with Tavon Martin, right? They overcharged George. They charged him with first-degree murder. First-degree murder means I went out there, hunted you, and gunned you down. They'd have charged him with if they'd have charged him with second-degree murder, he'd be in jail right now. Because second-degree murder means a circumstance happened and somebody ended up dead. I didn't necessarily go out and kill you. You see what I'm saying? But because I was the one that caused you to act, that caused you to die. You see what I'm saying? It's I'm the one responsible for it, which is different from what's it called when you kill somebody you don't mean to? Manslaughter. Yeah. See, manslaughter is like the horse playing with a car. You see what I'm saying? I mean, he could have got charged with second-degree murder, and they'd have locked him up. But see, when you tell a jury to find somebody guilty without a shadow of doubt, the letter of the law, you technically kind of read it the way white people. Now we know he was hunting that young man, but see the way white people perceive it, and they he was protecting himself.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, to be honest with you, you see what I'm saying? To be honest with you, you gotta understand. You said you got 2 sons, right?
Yeah.
Now, truth be told, when did your sons become bigger than you? 14, 15 years old, right?
Yeah.
Right. He was 17 years old. That was a fat, out of shape white man.
Exactly.
So when Younger turned around and followed him, he was on. I was a young man. Look, he's shorty following me. I'm about to sleep.
Who else is going to do that?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to do that.
Right, so
I'm
he
going to do that as a
turned
woman. I'm going to do that.
Right, so he turned around and gave him business.
It's unarmed self-defense. I would have got it. I would have got it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Now, because you know when they took the
Like
pictures,
down in the court system.
when they took the pictures of him, you could tell that the young boy was. You could tell he was. But the thing about it was he was defending himself.
Yeah.
He might have went to the police station and might have made the wounds a little bit worse just to make it look good for the camera.
Right.
Man, hit me in the back a little bit more. Christian.
That's all.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't heard his name in a long time.
We bring up all our fallen brothers to see. I was bringing this out a few weeks ago about like it's no reason for these young men to die like this. There's no reason to be 25, 26, 28, 19 years old and you dying.
I would lose it.
Now see,
I would
the
lose
issue,
it.
man.
And my son is at this.
Issue, sister, is
I tried to get him to go to St. Augustine Shaw. He wouldn't go. He wanted to go to East Carolina University, and that's where he is.
See, the issue with that, man, is that a lot of our young men die early because they're not respecting their parents. You see, when you don't respect your parents, the Lord takes you out.
About this right here. This young man right here. And that's amazing. It's amazing. His father is good.
You gotta stay on it. It's trying times for us. I was telling you something about earlier. You gotta work 9 to 5, part-time job. Some people say, oh, that reparations for us was well. That's oppression.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this right here. It is more Caucasian people out here on that.
You're right. Oh, I know.
So, at the end of the day, unbelievable.
When they get it, it's like, okay, the economy's bad, times are hard, they need help. When we get it, we lazy Negroes. Our people built this whole country. This whole country. 600 slaves built the capital. Come on. How many of them families benefited off of it? You had the brother, what's his name?
We still here. We are the majority.
It's simple stuff like this. Go ahead,
We
bring it
are
out.
the majority.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 4. Verse 5. Salaki. Whoso honoreth his father shall have joy of his own children, and when he maketh his prayer, he shall be heard. He that honoreth his father shall have long life.
Read that again.
He that honoreth his father shall have a long life.
Hold on right there. See, you honor your parents, you have a long life. Now, for example, one thing I always do, I like to do a little bit of initial research behind certain things. You see what I'm saying? You do the research behind Tavon Martin. The reason why he was living with his father was because his mother couldn't handle it. You see what I'm saying?
I can relate to
But the thing about it is, as a young man, when you come into your strength, you ain't supposed to disrespect your parents. Not no jot, not no tip. See what I'm saying? You can't disrespect your parents. God puts parents on this earth to be a representation of the relationship between the creature and the creator. Us and him. So if your kids can question you, you can question them. That's why your kid can be 30, 40 years old and they question you, still looking at you. Oh, you wrong with you. I come from you, you come from me. How does this work? You see what I'm saying? It's not supposed to work like that. Because if we can question our parents, we can question the Lord. Why? Look, I'm 5 nothing. Why ain't I 6 foot? That's all. All right, sister.
So you know the salute. You know the salute.
Right, yeah, take care of
All right.
All right, sister. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Be blessed.
Check us out on HOI on YouTube. Okay?
Shalom, shalom. Hey, where's the phone? Is that what you teach?
Give me Exodus 21 and 15.
Exodus 21.
Just to land me back on what you were saying about the children and the parents, as far as you honoring the parents.
Where's this at?
I texted her. I thought she might have been sitting in the Lidos.
21:15.
Yeah, give me 21 and 15.
Exodus chapter 21, verse 15. And he that smiteth his father or his mother.
So if you a child, you dishonor your mother by putting your hands on your parents, physical violence against your parents, what happened?
Shall be surely put to death.
That's what the Most High say. So as a way to honor your parents, there's different ways you deal with things. You can discuss an issue with your moms and pops, but for you to go ahead and strike your mother and father is dishonor to the Most High. That go hand in hand with give me Exodus 20 and give me the honor thy mother and father. Because that's a part of honoring your parents. But nowadays you got kids that think that they can be rude and disrespectful, tell mom and dad what they ain't gonna do. Then all of a sudden, as soon as mama die or papa die, now you crying and boo-hooing at the funeral like you left your parents when at first you ain't give a damn. So the Most High got a special treatment for y'all that want to be disrespectful and put your hands on your parents. You playing with your own life. Give me that scripture.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
So for the sake of you living your life, honor your mother and father, because those that do that and they get all the calamities that come on them, they end up going in and out of jail, strung out on drugs. You know, they end up getting beat up and abused themselves. They end up in this system. All these crazy things start happening to you. You know, you get mental disabilities and stuff. The Most High smites you with all that stuff. Ain't no playing with the Most High. The Most High say, don't do this, don't do that. You either don't do it or you do it, you see the punishment. No. We gotta make sure our kids know their place when they come to deal with their parents.
Right.
Don't. I'm not saying you gotta always be hard on your kids all the time, but they gotta know it's a time to play and a time to be serious. It's a time for everything out here. You gotta sometimes you got to be strict to an extent so they don't go off to that straight path.
Come.
They got to stay on that straight road. What they say, straight is the way and narrow is the gate, and wide is the way to destruction. You don't want your kids going in that wide gate.
Let's get
Come. You got too many negative influences out here for your kids. You got the entertainment industry, which is just completely off. You got the cartoons and stuff, two male characters kissing. What is that about, man? It's supposed to be entertainment for kids, but you got things that not even adults should be looking at. Not even a grown man should be looking at nothing like that.
What's that straight as the gate?
Matter of fact, Slocky,
Matthew 7 and 13.
they actually got a cartoon out with two dads. With what's that guy?
Talking about
Loud House.
Well, I'm trying to think of that famous the famous black actor. What's his name? I think it's Wayne Brady.
oh yeah.
Wayne Brady plays one of he plays the homosexual black dad in the show. Now Wayne Brady is a very famous brother. Now according to his own words in the interview, he said he is not homosexual. But this is how even more wicked what he's doing. He said the reason why he's doing it is to give light on how people need to accept this as the new norm.
Wickedness, man. All it is a brother sold his soul, man. That's it.
He not gay, but he pushing gay.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
So the straight gate is the laws and commandments. Because everybody not going to want to follow these laws. They ain't going to give up that wicked lifestyle they've been living for. A word on crown them. His advertising is his righteousness. Go ahead, Doc.
And many there be which go thereat, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
So everybody ain't going to want this knowledge. Everybody going to want that light, which is the wisdom and enlightenment of the Most High. And that's the righteous way we should be living. What's wrong with mom and dad, male, female, child? That's an order from the Most High.
That's right.
From the beginning of time, we supposed to be fruitful and multiply. How can you exalt your people and multiply as a nation if you're not procreating? It makes no sense. And then you got homosexuals that want to adopt kids. Or you got lesbian women that still having sex with men at the same time, getting pregnant. They take their baby and they got the woman posing as trying to be the man and the woman. That's confusion, man. Then you got females wanting to take objects and try to do acts like they men themselves. That's a person with a mental disability. But in America, no, it's no longer considered a mental disability. It's considered a choice of life, a way of life, which is all. And y'all got something? Then you got people that look at it as entertainment, it's funny, there's nothing wrong with it. Come on, man. It's about time we get ourselves together and come out this mental illness that we suffering with.
That's right, bring it out.
It ain't no way in hell you can sit up here and tell me if the whole world lived that lifestyle, about 100 years or even lesser than that, we all be destroyed. No children be replenishing the earth for nothing. That'd be a wrap.
I got you.
Give me that.
1 Corinthians 14 and 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. 33. For the Lord God is not the author of confusion.
And that's confusion. That's confusion, mixing up these things, man. Then you got, like the brother brought out the TV shows. If you look back at the cartoons, way back, even 20, 30 years ago, they were still displaying this. It wasn't on a high variety, high volume as it is nowadays, but now it's like, they don't even care no more. They gonna force feed it to you whether you like it or not. So you gotta protect the minds of your kids and make sure you bringing them up right. Cause you bring up that child right from a young age, they're gonna grow up and they're not gonna stay away from that. They're gonna stay right on that straight path, just as you taught them. And you got to be stern and serious about it. Because when that destruction comes to your child and you're not warning them and telling them, you're gonna be destroyed just with them. You got parents that encourage this. You You got women that like to have men trying to be women doing their hair and nails. And they talking about girl this and girl that and female and women. And, you know, all that's off, man. Give me, matter of fact, you got something first?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one.
Give me that.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth.
What are you? What's your son?
Camera, son.
You said what? My racial, what's that? What's your father?
Son.
Is he's Scottish by way of Negroes? Because you know our ancestors, black folks, we ruled in Scotland at one point. So, no, I'm saying, is your father a so-called Caucasian man of Scottish descent or a so-called black man? Because the word Scot means black. You go back to the Byzantine Empire, our ancestors, black folks, ruled Scotland. Yeah. So your father's Caucasian? Yeah. Okay. So you will be from the nation of Edom, Esau. But if that's your father, because according to the Bible, we go according to the bloodline and seed line of the father.
All right, shalom.
Hey, bro.
Hey, brother.
Come learn something, brother.
What he had to say?
Is that blue chair for sale? So I looked over there and said, what chair? He said that one. I said, really don't disrespect me. Shalom, brother.
Yo,
And see,
Jake be going on, man.
I mean, I'm sitting here clapping and I mean, look.
if you was a white woman, that brother would never do that.
He would have opened his mouth.
I'd say the
He
damn
would have said, how you doing, ma'am?
Yeah, he would have came out here and licked your toes clean.
Hey, you see how the enemy worked, though? The Edomite had our attention, and here comes simple Jake.
Exactly.
Yo.
Yo, wicked, man.
I'm gonna bring this scripture out, man. This is the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Right. Yeah, you see, he ran up on a married woman being disrespectful. Now, for all we know, he's ready to make it Jesus. It's just the Most High don't play like that with people keeping the law. And she didn't give no inclination of interest.
That's that spirit too. Every time we get to talking about with, I'm gonna move on up a little bit, then you can get you something. Go ahead. Get something. Yeah, so like we were saying, the Most High ain't gonna be mocked, man, by none of these other nations. They think that like in the time of the Maccabees, that they gonna just force us to just go along with, like Nebuchadnezzar, you gonna keep our laws or we gonna touch you. That's not even how we going. We gonna keep the laws, statutes, and commandments the way the Most High orchestrated, and that's unto death. That's your reasonable sacrifice. Give me 1 Corinthians 15:58. There ain't no other options, man. Some of these other groups, that I know of personally, they try to exclude themselves from the hardship portion of being an Israelite. Well, you can't do that. You either in it or you out. It don't matter the approach. If you on this 12 tribe side, you are going to go through the hour of temptation, spoken of in Revelation 2. There's no way around it, If you're on this 12 tribe side, you're going to have to go through the hour of temptation. They trying to force their laws and everything on you, this LBGT. You're a hate group if you speak against the LBGT. Well, God dog it, I'm a hate group then, because the Most High does not agree with that, and neither do I. Give me that.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abiding in the works of the Lord.
That's right. So we're not supposed to budge away from the works of the Lord. And the works of the Lord is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And the law, statutes, and commandments, hey, I thought we was a nation, one nation under God. So, but they telling you what nation they really are. They ain't the people of the Bible, because they teaching the whole nation of people. You either do it our way, we don't care what you take our traditions, you take our holidays. We're gonna shove this garbage down your throat, like we was bringing out earlier about how they used to do the slaves. You know, they would take that pork sludge, put a muzzle in your mouth and shove it down your throat and force you to do it. You know, physically. Man, a lot of our brothers and sisters stood fast so hard that they'd rather get their teeth knocked out than to eat that garbage. Keep reading.
For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
That's right. Our labor ain't in vain. We're not looking to get our reward in this kingdom. Our reward is not here in this kingdom. Our reward is going to be when we get the kingdom to come. You know what I'm saying? And we practice in the kingdom now. Oh, that give me what is that? Well, the kingdom is in you. What is that? Luke 7:29. We practice in the kingdom right now. You know, we waking the lost sheep of the house of Israel, trying to reach the chosen elect. The chosen elect got to get this truth so that the 144 could be sealed.
That's right.
17:21. Wow.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 21. Neither shall they say, lo here, or lo there. Behold, the kingdom of God is within you.
That's right. Y'all, you know, the kingdom of the Most High is within us. That's why we spreading this back to our nation. We're trying to build them up in this word of truth. You know, a lot of people don't believe what we saying is righteous, but that's because they don't follow the Bible that they hold in their hand. They listening to the precept that they pastors is telling. Give me Isaiah 29:13. They listening to some precept of some man told them, nah, come as you are. And they got the homosexual up there playing the organ. They got the homosexual up there playing the organ, and you know, it's all good. Hey, long as you can sing a high note and you sound good, cameraman. So, long as you can sing a good note, you know, we'll give you a front row seat. Go ahead, read that out. 29:13.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, chapter 29, verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much this people draw near unto me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me.
Yeah, we follow every word in that book. Just this past week, I had a Jehovah's Witness sister run up on me, right? She didn't know who she was dealing with. I'm standing in line, you know, trying to get me some ice cream or something. Here's this elderly sister walk up. Excuse me, sir, I got a serious question to ask you. Does God mean for us to die? I said, nah. The reason why we died is because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
And you know, Adam allowed his Eve to deceive him when he betted the fruit of the tree. You know, and the Most High punished us for that. Everything is a cause and effect, or action and a reaction. You know, so the sister began to pick and purge more. So I didn't want to cut her up. I try to deal with her as humble as I can. And basically, you know, I said, well, sister, since you got a chance to ask me a question, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that the children of Israel is done away with? She said, yeah, the children of Israel is a spiritual people. I said, well, let me correct you. You know, are we done on 13? Finish 13 out.
Would have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
Bam. Her fear being taught by the precept of men. Because she talking about Israel as a spiritual people. Give me Romans 11:1. Talking about Israel is a spiritual people and that the children of Israel is done away. Listen to these doctrines, man, these different denominations and these different organizations, Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, all these different breakdowns of our book. And the sister was Jake. And I'm breaking it down to her, and she said, well, I follow the Bible as it's written. I say, well, good. Well, the Bible say this. Go ahead, read that.
This is the book of, for I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
That's right. So Paul was telling you he was of the seed of Benjamin. He was from the 12 tribes of Israel. Read it from the top again up.
I say then, had God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham.
And he was an Israelite. So get out of here with that Israel is a spiritual people garbage, man. The Most High is only dealing with these people on this chart. That's the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, and you know, all praises to the Most High that I dealt with the sister in the contrite spirit. I was throwing so many bombshells at her that she couldn't deal with it. She was heavily confounded by the word of the Most High. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Give me Psalms 147:19.
Psalms 147:19. He showed his word unto Jacob.
Unto who?
Unto Jacob. And his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. 20. He has not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Most High.
The Most High is only dealing with these people on this chart.
That's right.
If you on this chart, so-called black man, Native American, so-called Latin American, West Indian, you from the 12 tribes of Israel. You got a responsibility. The light that the Bible is speaking of is the word of power. Give me Isaiah 30:20. That's the word of the Most High power. All right. Hold that. Romans 3, start verse 1. Give me that one first.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity, slaughter.
That's right. So the Most High gave us the bread of adversity because we're hated amongst all the nations. All these other nations that was found in the Bible that exist today, they hate our guts. That's the bread of adversity. They are the people that are in counsel against us in Psalms 83. All these nations, if you look around, pan around, young brother, pan around and get all these businesses on camera. All these businesses in this neighborhood are the other nations. We don't have none of our people that own nothing. Nothing. Keep reading.
And the water of affliction. Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into the corner anymore.
That's right. For a time period during the captivity, 1492, 1619, when the Southern Kingdom came over here, our teachers was removed into a corner. They were not allowed to teach. They weren't even allowed to read this Bible. And the so-called Jesuits, the so-called white man, did another uppercut by taking the 14 books of the Apocrypha out of the Bible. Bam, uppercut, boom, bam. You know what I mean? Made it even harder for us to figure out who these people are. They are in counsel against us. Give me that Romans 3:1.
The book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then have the Jew?
What advantage do we have? Why are we saying, oh, we the 12? We not out here boasting, oh, we Israel. We not getting on the other nations just for no reason. Nah, the Most High has an order and he set it in its proper place as the way he fashioned and formed it. And no one can come against what he says because he's the Most High. Read.
Or what profit is there of circumcision? Verse 2. Much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of the Most High.
Unto them were committed what?
The oracles of the Most High. Verse 3. For what if some do not believe?
What if you don't believe what we out here saying? What if you say like, man, them dudes look like Power Rangers. What's them the fringes hanging off the bottom of their shirt? Man, why they always talking about the other nations? Why they talking about they God's chosen people? Read.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?
So you think because your unbelief, for you to come up here and question the very servants, because that's what we are. We're servants. We putting our life on the line. We out here on the battlefield.
That's right.
We got our men, women, and children out here.
That's right.
We trying to groom our nation into a royal priesthood that the Father has called us to be. That's why we come and stand out here and reach our people on the Shabbat and other days too.
Right.
Read.
The Most High forbid. Ye, let the Most High be true and every man a liar.
Let the Most High be what?
Be true and every man a liar.
So you're not going to come against the oracles that the Father done set up. Give me Psalms 55, I believe, is verse 21. You're talking about the wicked. So you're not going to come against these oracles, and that's what it is. It's these other nations that have taken the Bible and have turned it into something that is not. Tradition, garbage. Santa Claus, garbage. Yeah. You know, Thanksgiving, garbage. Halloween, garbage. Give me some of the other little feast days, the Hispanics. Cinco de Mayo, garbage.
What's that wicked one? They holler one.
Down in New Orleans.
No.
Mardi Gras, garbage.
That's not Spanish holiday.
The Day of the Dead,
Day to day.
garbage. Give me that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 11. Wickedness is in the midst thereof. Deceit and guile depart not from her streets. Psalm chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Yeah. When they came dealing with the so-called Native American, the tribe of Gad, the West Indians, all right, Zebulon, Ephraim, when they came to them, they like, show us to your land, your riches and your power. The Native Americans treated them with respect. That's where they get this pagan holiday, Thanksgiving. They cook it turkey, the cranberry red sauce that represents the blood of the Native Americans that they shed, and these people have turned around and made it a holiday. That's wicked. Read.
But war was in his heart.
But what?
But war was in his heart.
Whole time, he had a dagger behind his back, waiting for him to turn around so he could stab him right in their back and take everything they got. That's what the so-called white man did. But here you got Trump on TV talking about, what did he say? What was that daggone president? George Washington owned slaves. Should we take his picture down? Thomas Jefferson owned slaves. Now they all in a frenzy about the Confederate flag. Now because they gotta remove the Confederate flag, right? Well, boo-hoo. A lot of people I seen Jakes on social media talking about the Confederate War wasn't that bad. You know, they was actually trying to fight for the rights to free slaves. You cool? They had you fighting on the front lines. They picked you first. They put you on the front line. The so-called white man took you, put you on the front line, and made you die, man. You straight up. What's this other coon they had in the I'm getting on them all, man. Jake said the South was fighting to abolish slavery. Well, that's the Confederate flag ain't bad. Y'all need to just get over it. It's all over with. That's done with. That's all you had on that? No. Bring it up.
His words were smoother than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Esau was like Samurai Showdown. He had two double-edged swords. He had wickedness and folly in his heart from the jump. You know, but they had another black brother in a parade with a Confederate flag going and hugging. And this is what I can't understand about my people. We had nothing to do with Charlottesville, Virginia. Nothing at all. So while everybody, when I was in Brooklyn, New York, they had a protest. They had Edomites gathered up down, you know, by the park, by Prospect Park. You had Edomites gathered up on protest talking about stop the hate. Then they got one Jake out of all of them people to validate their whole movement. It's foolishness and it's coonery. Our people are sell out for a piece of cornbread. Our people are sell out for a piece of chicken. Man, if you want to see, I don't even want to say what I want to say. You want to see some foolishness, go to Chick-fil-A at 12 o'clock noon. I don't care what state you, wherever there's black people at, Go to Chick-fil-A. If they want to talk about Charlottesville, talk about some chicken or something. You're going to take the fight right out of them. Our people so docile and don't think about things to its fullest anymore because they become docile, because they've been stuck up under the white man. They need approval from the white man. We need love. They beat Jake upside the head down there in Charlottesville. And you know what I saw? The doggone police with riot gear pushed Jake down on the ground, allowing the Nazis to come in and whoop him. And the police protected that whole movement. Let us start a movement and go downtown and do anything like that. They're going to bring in the daggone army and start martial law. We saw that in Ferguson when they murdered young black men. Give me that Malachi 1:1.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. Verse 2. I have loved you, saith the Most High.
He have loved who?
I have loved you, saith the Most High.
Yet
ye say, wherein hast thou have loved us?
So the Most High said he was talking about Jacob. That's who he said he loved. So wherein did he love us? Read.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Read.
Saith the Most High, yet I loved Jacob. Verse 3. And I hated Esau.
And he what?
And I hated Esau.
Shalom, sister.
And
you know your nationality?
Yep.
What's your nationality? All right. Read.
And laid his mountains and his heritage waste.
Oh, but Esau out here on the news media. See, this is why we know the so-called white man is the devil the Bible speak of. Because they perpetuated a race war for the whole week. Now, so-called black people that had nothing to do with that movement, that KKK rally. But here they go in the news media on CNN, them devils, stirring up a race war the whole week. What do you feel about racism in America? Man, you been knew what racism was in America. Don't act dumb now. Are you trying to act stupid now like you don't know? You know they was down there beating up Jake. You know they was down there protecting the interests of the KKK and the racist white separatist movement. They gave him a permit. You know what kind of permits? Check the camera. Camera up. You know what kind of permits they used to do back in the day? They used to give them what they call a nigger hunting license. Which I thought it was a joke. But now I'm really thinking like, man, they gave these people a permit to go down here and beat the crap out of Jake down there in Charlottesville, Virginia, man. They beat the crap out of Jake down there. Down there in Charlottesville, Virginia, man. And you know what? President Trump stood up for it the whole time. He never once said that they were bad. The only thing he said was there was wrongs on two sides. He the devil the Bible speak of.
And I hate Esau, and I laid his mountains and his heritage waste.
Oh yeah, that's where I was at. Oh, they crying about their heritage. You ain't got no daggone heritage. The only heritage you had was crawling up out of them caves, walking on your all fours. All right, we taught you how to bathe, how to take showers, how to give yourself, what you call it, proper hygiene. So-called black man taught you that. You talking about you got a heritage. Tell me exactly what your heritage is. Stealing hip-hop, stealing our culture, and making money off of it, trillions and billions and trillions of dollars. Raping, robbing, murdering, stealing, killing, shedding blood. Not just in America, but across the globe. Everywhere you go, you shed blood. Trying to stuff your democracy up into somebody's throat. Don't nobody want your filthiness, man. We don't want to deal with your garbage. Read.
And his heritage waits for dragons of the wilderness. Where is Edom says, we are impoverished.
We are what?
We are impoverished. But we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Most High of hosts.
See, Esau's so prideful. They don't even believe the creator of all creators gave them a judgment. Just like he did the other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel. He set them up and think that they was going to do something to the children of Israel. But guess what? What you did to us was turn that judgment back You know how they what they think in Chinese or Japanese, what they call it, the yin and the yang?
Right.
Action and reaction. Well, what you're going to get is called prophecy, all right? So the so-called white man, he's so prideful, think he going to have rulership and dominion on the earth forever. Man, get out of here, read.
Whom the Lord had indignation forever.
And they shall call them what?
The border of wickedness.
That's right. The Most High got indignation with these people forever. Give me Psalms 91 and 8.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 8. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
And that's what we praying and patiently waiting for. That we see the reward of the wicked. And that's death and destruction to these wicked nations that took us into captivity. Give me Revelation 13, 9 and 10. Shalom, sister. That's what we patiently waiting for. See, the Christian church will tell you that God loves everybody. No, God don't love everybody. God loved his chosen people that he chose since the beginning of all creation. The Most High is not dealing with no other nation. Give me that. Revelation 13, 9, 10.
Book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
If any man have a what?
If any man have an ear, let him hear. Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Read it one more time, Mark.
Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
So there you have it. The so-called white man came across. He took all the 12 tribes into captivity. And he raped, robbed, and murdered the whole planet. And after he did that, he controlled you and shut you down by giving you what you call democracy.
Say that part again. He raped. Say that part.
He raped, robbed, murdered
Amen.
our people. And that's all 12 tribes. So-called black, Latino, West Indian, so-called Hispanic. You know that that's us because we all dwell amongst each other in poverty. We all in the same condition, living it together. But they pitted us against each other to think that we different. Just like Willie Lynch. A lot of us think that because some of us was light or some of us was darker, that's what the so-called white man did.
Right.
He pit us against each other, so it make us fight amongst each other. If you go to New York, they got us packed in there like sardines. You know, we upset with each other. We want to tussle and fight with each other all the time. You finish on that? Give me the patience and the faith. This what the Christian church didn't tell you with the patience. When you pray, your patience and your faith should rest upon what the Bible says. Tell me what the Bible says about your patience and faith, Bob.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
That's your patience and your faith. A little bit above in Revelations 9 and 10, the so-called white man, we said that he killed, raped, robbed, and destroyed. Read it again from the top so the sister can hear.
Okay. Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear.
If you got ears on your head, on your face, listen, read.
Let him hear. Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity.
So who led us into captivity? That's right, the so-called white man, along with the Arab, and along with the African. Sister, you got on a beautiful garment. Our people believe that we are African Americans. There's no way possible we can be African American because there's two different continents named after Afros, Scipios, Leonardo Afros, Scipios, Africanos. Amerigo Vespucci. The Africans, a real African, is the Egyptians, the Liberians, the Canaanites, and the Ethiopians.
Right.
Those are four different people outside of the nation of Israel.
Right.
They actually sold us to the white man. So when you hear another nation say, well, black people sold black people into slavery, here's how they fooled you. Somebody give me Zondervan Dictionary, get the definition at hand. See, there was three lineages after Noah. It was Ham, Shem, and Japheth. All right, we descend from the Shemites. The Africans descend from Ham. Even with DNA, you have E1B1B, you have E1B1A. We A, right? We would be E1B1A. All the nations know this, but we don't. That's why when you go down here to the chicken spot, you see Elam, you see the East Indian. That's why when you go right here to the Japanese store, you see the Japanese. When you go to Lido's Pizza, you see the Arab. When you go over here to the liquor store, you see all these other nations ruling over you. Give me that.
The definition of Ham. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably 96 years before the flood, are one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
Now, Ham became the progenitor of the dark races. Now, the white scholars wrote this book. What else does it say, Al?
Not the Negro.
Not what?
Not the Negro.
So the Negroes are not from the seed of Ham. Keep reading.
But the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites.
But who?
But the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites.
Those are Africans. So-called black man or the Negro, as the history book just said, are not Africans.
Right.
We descend from Shem. We descend directly from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. King David would be our father. Christ would be our brother. The Most High himself. Right? Give me that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26 and verse 6. And the Egyptians evil entreated us.
And the what?
And the Egyptians evil entreated us and afflicted us and laid upon us hard bondage.
So, you hear on the History Channel that aliens built the pyramids, right? Y'all heard that, right? Nobody can mimic, nobody can reproduce what was created over in Egypt as far as the pyramids. They have used diamond cutters. They can't even get the proper cuts for these pyramids. Shalom. Read that. One more time.
And the Egyptians evil entreated us and afflicted us and laid upon us hard bondage. And when we cried unto the Lord God of our fathers, the Lord heard our voice and looked upon our affliction and our labor and our oppression. And the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt with a mighty hand.
That's right. So for us to say that we African, how, and it's a proven fact that the Exodus happened. So how was we delivered out of Exodus with Pharaoh, who was an Egyptian, and yet and still we call ourselves African? That does not click. Give me Exodus 11 and 7.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7.
Hold on, before you read that, we're going to proclaim this is not the white man's book. This book is given to the children. This is our heritage, is what we practice. We don't prescribe to religion as the so-called white man has given the earth. We prescribe to what was given to us as the true children of Israel as a heritage. All right, we're going to break it down. If you got time, just stick around. We'll break this all down so you can understand it clear as day.
The brother got it. That's why he
The
came
brother
back.
got it. He came back.
I'm Baptist, but the woman that tattoos with my cousin is your
Well, Baptist is a denomination. You got Baptist, you got non-denomination, you got Jehovah's Witness, you got Mormons, Protestants. But they all take a piece of this Bible and they break it up. And each one of them have some of it, but they're not dealing with the whole of it. That's what we're going to show you. Give me Exodus 11 and 7.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. But against the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
So against the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. The Most High referred to the other nations as dogs. Because the most... yeah, somebody get her information. Salaki, read that from the top.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. But against any other children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast.
Keep reading.
That ye may know that the Lord do put a difference between the Egyptian and Israel.
So right there, the Most High said he put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Right.
All right? That's the difference. We are separate. And we showed you in the history books that it said, it named out who the Africans are. Ethiopians, Egyptians, Liberians, Canaanites. So we're not those people. Go to Exodus chapter 1. Start at So we're going to show you that not only are we in captivity in America, this is not our first captivity. We was in captivity under the Greeks, the Persians, the ancient Babylonians, and in America, the Roman, Chinese, all of them. Read that out.
From verse 1 on.
Give me just start where it says.
Joe, could you just stop at 52? Is that fine?
So say I'm walking in the street like you know,
Can you go?
This is a trip, right? So I walk past. What nationality I think I'm like what I am? I just walk past y'all.
I don't know. Tell me, what's your nationality? Who's your father? Like, where's your father descent from? What nation?
See, I don't know. My father, when I think I was like 6 or 5. My father got February 23rd, 2007. That's
Your father was black man. So he was a Negro.
Joe, could you?
I would say that you either Judah, Benjamin, Levi. I mean, you could be any one of us.
My cousins like on my grandmother's side, they all like they Puerto Rican, so I don't know how they work, how they go. I don't know what.
It's Daniel.
Even if you was a
Joe,
Spanish are just license. That's you got.
I think all African Americans are in America.
But you got a darker complexion of them and the lighter complexions.
Because it was I heard a story. I forgot what was his name. Maybe it was I think he was Virginia.
Joe,
He was like all
could you
white.
look for
You're not talking about the brother.
55?
So how do
And
you
that's
hide
it.
him?
Because
Because they run how good to hide him.
there's things that keep getting into my eye.
How would they hide it? I mean, what's
No, I'm serious. So funny.
Hide him from him like they killed his killed all the white people, right?
Nah, but that brother wasn't high.
The brother was going to plantation slaughtering.
Yeah, it says,
What he did is for a period of time,
Hey.
they couldn't find him, but he turned himself in.
He did.
He turned himself in.
Saying 7 in.
Because when they came to a plantation, what happened is our people do today. Another brother sold him out
7 8.
and said that he was a corporate and the head of his organization. So that's when he fled from that one particular plantation. He didn't get started, but he later turned his.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. You had white people like, yes, these are shoes made from Nat Turner.
I don't even want to let it because that's really messed up.
Yeah, they when they finally killed Nat Turner, they chopped his bodies up like his ear and nose and was selling it.
Like you mean like a buffalo and an elephant?
And then they flayed his body and took his skin off.
So they really did do that.
Yeah, and then well, they not only did they did it to him,
So what
Harvard
are
denied for years about them having a textbook that was bound in Negro skin. They had a textbook, I think it was either a textbook or a Bible that was bound in Negro skin. They denied it for years until like a librarian or somebody found it and said, yeah, this is right here. Yeah, that was a very, very common thing for them to take like very, very dark-skinned Negroes and kill them and kill their skin off.
So like going to a
make
point I said
lampshades,
earlier about
jackets, shoes,
what
all
you
that.
said earlier a couple minutes ago, but exactly that.
Yeah, straight up. Like
Cause
so basically just like
So that's people that actually from Africa.
Right. So we're gonna
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 20. And we shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation of their desolation therefore is nigh.
So when Jerusalem was compassed with armies, this is the Roman Cephas, where Romans strategically set up camp around Jerusalem, and before they sieged it. Well, what they did was they did eventually siege Jerusalem, and all the Jews that were in Jerusalem, which is in Israel, this is all our land, fled out of there into Africa. So that's how we even got into dwelling amongst Africans in the first place. Read, is that it?
It says, let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter there too.
So this is historical record where we read it. Not only is it prophecy that was prophesied about, but you could go into the historical records, and you'll see that in the year 70 AD is when the Roman army under General Pompey and Titus, they ransacked the land of Jerusalem. Give me Galatians 4:26. Because a lot of our people believe that Africa is the motherland, right? You was always taught that, right? Africa is the homeland, the motherland, right? There was a place of our bondage, man. There was a place of our captivity. Read that.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
That's right. Jerusalem is the mother of us all, not Africa. Right? So we know exactly who we are. That's why we out here to teach you, brother. Give me that out of Babylon Timbuktu to further prove the point.
I was like, forget what my cousin told me. He don't want to hear that. I like to know.
He came back. We dealt with him.
So what he said?
He gonna watch the channel on YouTube.
Oh.
He gave me YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I got your own YouTube channel?
Yeah. We got brothers in New York and in Canada.
Alright, read that out. Okay, yeah, while the brother pulling that up, so we just read 2 historical references, straight out of the Bible. Luke 21:20, it told you that the Roman armies came in and ransacked the land of Jerusalem. We identified Jerusalem being our motherland, our homeland. And how did we get out of Jerusalem and flee into the mountains, which was Africa? Because they ransacked Jerusalem. That's how we got into Africa, and that's how the Africans inflicted hard bondage on our people and sold us to the Arab and the so-called white man.
He's a crybaby.
While he getting that, give me Exodus chapter 1. We're gonna prove it, brother. Everything we speak is coming straight out of this Bible. We're not speaking on our own authority or making this stuff up.
And that's how we're giving.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 1, and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man and his household came with Jacob: Reuben, Simeon, Levi.
Okay, we don't have to read them, but all the 12 tribes went into Israel, into Africa. So this is telling you what happened. This is going to tell you what happened when we fled from Jerusalem and once we got into Africa, what was going on. Give me straight to the point. I think it's around verse 8. Exodus 1.
Do you think I should get this girl when it's 1 hour?
Yeah,
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 7.
So the children of Israel, once we got out of Jerusalem, out of the motherland, we fled into the mountains, which the closest ones, which would be Africa. If you go on the map, you see Jerusalem, Israel, right there is Africa. We fled into Africa. We begun to grow as a people, all 12 tribes, to start having babies and flourishing. Read.
And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty. And the land was filled with them.
Keep going.
Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
Joseph, if you go back in the history of Joseph, Joseph's brothers, I forget the two exactly, Levi and Simeon actually sold him to the Arabs, and the Arabs turned around and sold him to Africa. So that's how he ended up in Africa. And he became a king. He had great substance in Africa. So they said there became a king that rose up who knew not Joseph. He was talking about Joseph the Israelite. Read.
And he said unto his people, behold, the people multiply, and it come to pass that when they filleth out, that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies.
So the Egyptians were saying, let's deal with the children of Israel wisely, because they were growing in number. And he said that when a war cometh, they join unto the enemies and fight against us. These were the Africans speaking. Read.
And fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
If you ask any African, the Africans wanted us to get up out of their land. They refer to the so-called Negro in this country as cotton-picking niggas. Akata in their language. Ask an African, say, what does Akata mean? Or ask an African, say, what does the word Akata mean? And watch the response. If they start, what you mean? They're going to act like you don't even know. I'm telling you the definition means cotton-picking nigga. And they used to cut our people up and eat them. The Africans, man, they did wicked rituals. They drink blood. That's against our laws. We don't drink blood or anything red.
You ever heard of albinos? America has a program to bring albino people born in Africa to America, because if not, they try to kill the albino children and people and eat them because they believe that they have power. That's how sick these people are.
Hey, you said what the answer Africa? The
Liberians, Canaanites, Ethiopians, and Egyptians.
you said ask him something.
Oh, ask him what does akata mean? Akata.
Like, how you be better? Look, just because you got a little bit of gold in your what's in your meat, it was all. I feel like everything is all up.
Why they think they better than you? Because they didn't get it. They got a green card and flew here. Our ancestors came here in captivity.
Yeah, and think about it. They the ones sucking them to the white man first before we do.
So how many
You tell our little person, oh, you know, 7-11, work all day. They gonna work all day. Us, you're not gonna tell me to work all day for no cheap stuff. I'm not having
Listen
it like
to
that.
this history real quick. Bring it out.
This is history right here. This is Babylon, from Babylon to Timbuktu, from an author named Rudolph Winslow, brother who was educated at Harvard.
And then
He
give
did
it to me.
research on his people, Negro people, and this is what he determined.
So, going back to the African, right?
Question on camera.
Oh yeah, like they rituals. Why? So like, to me, rituals are weird though.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, it don't even need to worry about why they rituals weird. All you need to know they rituals is all you need to be dealing with. Trying to figure out the how, why, ins and outs about it is just gonna lead you further away from the Lord.
That's
Like Haitians, Jamaicans, Africans, like all these stuff is weird. I don't know why.
Haitians, Jamaicans, are our people.
Right, that's different.
Oh, so that's our
Right. You gotta understand the Haitians. When you look at that, Levi is the priesthood. You see what I'm saying? So they carry like a certain power with the Most High, because those are our priests. Like for example, they will be like, not only would they be our priests, those would be our cops today. You see what I'm saying? So if you broke the law and you cheated on your wife, and the nation found out, Levites would be at your house. The sons of Aaron would be out your door, trying to find out what was good. You laughing? I'm serious. That's how it was. They was the police. You see what I'm saying? So that's why when you see that kind of they do that voodoo stuff, that's just them taking the gifts that the Most High gift them and using it for evil instead of what you do. You see, one thing about the Most High, which I heard another elder in my camp bring out, was that when He gives you a gift, He doesn't not just shy away from you or makes it conditional. He gives you the gift wholeheartedly. So you either gonna use your gift for good or you gonna use your gift for evil. See what I'm saying? Let's say if you is nice at math. You see what I'm saying? You can use your gift to help the architect design buildings, or you can use your gift to launder money for Esau. You don't get it twisted. You still gonna be nice at math every day. But what you do with it is up to you. Okay? But this is from Babylon and Timbuktu. This is page 84. You see, we like to reference what we read from. So when you recollect, or if you get the chance to get the video, you can go back and look this stuff up for yourself. See what I'm saying? Don't take anything we say for face value up here, brother. Even though we wouldn't lie to you, you got to start getting into the habit of researching this stuff yourself and understanding this stuff too. You understand? All right, this is Babylon Timbuktu. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. Now, when you look at the history of that, we have a group of radicals in our nation called the Sakari, and they fought the white man to a T. And it was to the point that it was the white man only way to defeat the Sakari was to destroy the whole entire city. He was just tired of fighting this guerrilla style. He can't really see us one-on-one head up. So what he did was brought all his army together and just wiped out the whole city. Like, I'm not about to just keep having these little one-on-ones and get knocked out. I can just come deep, burn the city down, salt the land, make it good. Make nobody good there again. See what I'm saying? During the period of Titus put an end to the Jewish state. Listen to this, with great slaughter.
So that means they went out to the land of Israel, or Judea mainly, and Jerusalem, and basically went how they went in Charlottesville. Any nigga they saw, they killed. See what I'm saying? And the ones that didn't get killed, right? During this period of military governors of Palestine, other outrageous and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. So you know, fleeing Roman persecution and slavery, enslaved markets in Africa. Slave markets in Africa, right? Was full of black Jewish slaves. So like the brother said, that's a lie they perpetuate on us to say black people sold black people into slavery. That's nothing but a wicked lie. See what I'm saying? It's like black dogs selling black cats into slavery. Just because we're both black doesn't mean we're the same thing. You see what I'm saying? And you heard it right there. It says that millions of us fled into Africa. Then when we fled into Africa, that the slave markets in Africa became filled with Jewish slaves. And then that's how you started to have the sub-Saharan slave trade, the triangle slave trade. Any slave trade had to do with me and you, brother. And ain't none of these heathens, like the brother said, that own all these stores down about us. Those were the ones trading us. They was either on the west side doing it or the sub-Saharan slave side. See what I'm saying? Like the brother said, the brother told you, it's not no person, no nation on the face of the earth that did not have a hand in what happened to us.
Psalms 83.
Even the Bible will go through and show you all the nations that was against us. And it's every nation that you see here on this sign.
What verse?
All.
These are all the nations outside of the children of Israel. Who we are, where we descend from. These nations all came together and they made an agreement to keep this from us. So all these nations took turns to have us in slavery. And we served them. We built up their kingdoms, their monuments and everything. You see all this stuff around here? We building this stuff. You got the white boss with his clipboard. Okay, you niggas are doing good. I want you to put a slide here. I want you to cut a window here. That's what they do to us. So read that for me. Psalm 83 is going to show you all the nations that's against us.
The book of Psalms 83, verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
So we don't want our power to be still and just sit back and let these things happen. But like I explained earlier, there's a reason why it's happening to us, because we didn't listen. So matter of fact that we didn't listen, we thinking everybody's all cool and good and fine and dandy with us. We gonna find out that's not the case. Read that.
For lo, thy enemies make a turmoil.
No, our friends. Did you just say our friends?
Our enemies.
Our enemies. People that don't like us. They don't want nothing to do with us. Our enemies make a tumult. That's a covenant, an agreement, a mutual agreement. All these people came together making a mutual agreement to keep this information from us and keep us destroyed in these conditions. Because they sell us all this poison and stuff in these stores that they don't eat themselves. Keep reading that up.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel.
So they came together
against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
We the hidden ones because we don't know who y'all. We still learning this.
Verse 4. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may not be no more in remembrance.
So in us, we the true Israelites. So in us, that name is not known. You can talk to 1 million of our people and tell them that they're Israelite. Oh no, I'm African American. I'm black. I'm mixed. I'm a 5%er. I'm this. And a lot of people take this nationality thing as a religion.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that too. A lot of people like call like females, girl, like this girl I told you, like she one of my friends. I said like when I first met her, I said, how you doing? She said, I said like, well, what you just said on you? She said I mix all this stuff. I said, how can you mix all this stuff?
It's confusing, man.
Because she talking about some things. She said she's black, but
she got all this 2%, 5%, 23.
You don't know. I No, you know, people like, you know what's called, like, you donate your DNA to like the people. I feel like they're taking that and using it some and not telling us. Like, you know how you say it's agreement and all this stuff online. You don't know what they're doing with your DNA. They can be lying to you, saying, "Oh yeah, you got 25 minutes with this."
Yeah, and really is a study that came out that said when you donate your blood to those blood banks, trying to figure out your lineage, you don't own it. They can sell it off to whoever.
That's what I said, and then tell you how much percentage you get.
They could probably be making clones for all we know.
Keep reading that, bro.
Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent that they are confederate against thee.
They're not with us. They ain't for us at all.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The house of Edom, the so-called Caucasian white folks.
The Ishmaelites.
The Arabs.
Of Moab.
The Chinese.
And the Haggadines.
Those are Africans.
Yebel.
More Africans.
Ammon.
Japanese.
And Amalek.
The fake Jews.
And Philistines.
Africans.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Those are all the nations that you see on the table here. Some of the names have changed, so it's confusing when you read it in the Bible. And you see now today, white folks don't call them, folks don't go by the actual biblical name. Ishmaelites, the Arabs, they know that they're sons and daughters of Ishmael. They understand that to a T. So, and a lot of them know that that's who we are. Because all these nations came together working so to keep this out of our hands, to keep this out of our hands. As long as we don't know we Israel, we come back and follow these laws, we can't rule this planet. We're going to stay in this condition. So their job is to keep selling this K2, to keep giving us pork, shrimp, crab, lobsters, to keep turning out our children into faggots and lesbians.
With TV and what's the name, skinny pants and all that.
All that stuff is to keep us destroyed. As long as they doing it and we following that stuff.
And they having a ball with it too.
We not gonna come back. This ain't gonna change for us.
As long as you don't have a ball with it, you're gonna be alright.
Oh no, I don't like to fly that way. I don't like to have my pants sagging and all that. I like to be normal. I like to dress normal. That's good. My father when I was skinny, my father was like y'all casual. We don't like to be out there trying to how you gonna be look 40 years old trying to present you 16 years old? Your prime is over. You might just be yourself.
Even as a young man, it's not good to have your stuff saying. You just advertise on your body, man.
Yeah, and say if a gay do come out at you, you're gonna feel a little offended.
Yeah.
And they're gonna try to whoop them, but you don't want. That's what you like to do, right?
I'm gonna bring out this definition. What was it? Psalms 83, when it said they are confederate against it. So I'm gonna get that word confederate in the Strong's Concordance. That's H1285. It's a lot to learn right now, but we have a book, or it breaks down every single word of what its meaning is. So we're gonna get the meaning of the word.
Really one word can mean the whole lot.
Right. So confederate, covenant, alliance, pledge between men, treaty, alliance, league, man to man, constitution, ordinance, monarch to subjects, agreement, pledge, man to man, between two men, alliance of friendship, alliance of marriage, between God and man, alliance of friendship, covenant, divine ordinance with signs and pledges, covenant making, covenant keeping, and covenant violation. In the sense of cutting, a compact because made by passing between pieces of flesh. Confederacy, confederate, covenant, league. So basically, dealing with confederacy or confederate, back to Charlottesville, Virginia, and the big uproar about the Confederate flag. That was the Confederacy.
It's going on right now?
It happened a few days ago.
Yeah, about two weeks ago.
It ain't over.
No, it ain't over.
They got from Boston. I forgot they up in Boston.
So what's the black people doing something about it now? For us?
Well, you gotta understand, our people are in a weak state of mind right now. We rely on America to do everything for us.
Say it again, everybody.
So the fact that happens, you got some of our people that will go out and fight, but the fight is not gonna be one honorable. We're not gonna be only through coming back to our heritage, to who we are. It's the only way we gonna win. Then when we get the swords and the Most High is with us on our side, then we gonna crush everyone. Then we gonna take back the land of Israel, Jerusalem. America gonna be gone. We gonna be sitting there eating lamb, drinking wine, bro.
I got a precept on that. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 9.
So I got a question. So how can I be an Israelite?
You an Israelite by
Right
blood,
now.
brother. By blood. Now, what makes you an actual part of what the Most High wants you to do is to learn the laws and follow them. Now, tomorrow we got the new moon feast coming up. The new moon feast is not we worshiping the moon or anything. The new moon is to show that it's a new month. So every time the new moon feast comes in, we're thanking the Most High for bringing us into another month. That's all that is. Some people hear that in the church and they, oh, you praying to the moon? No. But you do got other nations that do pray and worship the stars and the different things in the atmosphere and stuff like that. You got people that worship it, but we don't worship it. We use it as a sign of the times. To tell us when the Passover comes up, we count it every 12 months. So every 30 days, you get a new moon. You follow what I'm saying? And new moon is the new month. That's it. That's where the word month comes from.
So then you said it back in slavery?
Well, no, because we lost our heritage then. Before that, we did it. And even when the Native Americans were saying, they were keeping the laws over here until the Spaniards came over here and destroyed it. They were keeping the laws. People thought they was praying to the animals and praying to the sky. They was thanking the Most High. When they used to march around the fire chanting and stuff, they were speaking Hebrew, chanting, hey, chanting, and they were speaking in God. Now, they didn't understand it. So if you look at the movie Columbus, it's a part in the movie where they said that they had to bring Hebrew translators to come speak to them. Now, if they're so-called not Israelites, not Hebrews, according to the Bible, why would you have to bring Hebrew translators to speak to them? Like I said earlier, they slaughtered those buffaloes. They would rape the women. They would cut the babies out of their stomach and bash their heads against stones. It was a lot of wicked stuff done against us. Now, they don't teach this in school or the churches, which they should tell the people that.
If you really, some information to tell you what you need and what you don't need.
Let me tell you, God,
Brother, think about it like this, brother, right? Back in the day, when you had a beehive, right, and you wanted to get the honey, what would you have to do? Kill all the bees. Same thing, brother. This whole country was filled with Gadites and Reubenites, Native Americans and Reubenites, and Simeon Indians. You see what I'm saying? And then North America and South America was filled with the entire northern kingdom. You understand what I'm saying? But when the white man came over, he committed genocide to take this land.
Let me land back on that. What did he do to get that?